Lil Durk's lawyers have just filed paperwork for case dismissal due to a massive mistake by the prosecutors against him. It was announced Lil Durk has filed a new motion to dismiss based on the vagueness of the second superseding indictment. In the alternative, if it is not dismissed, he requests a bill of particulars which specify the coded language used, the nature of the bounty, the date, audience, and circumstance. In the paperwork, Durk's lawyers are asking the prosecutors to show the evidence where Lil Durk gives his offer for the bounty of Quando Rondo. They want to know what the reward or opportunity that Durk offered members for the crime to be done. They want to know the date and time of when Durk offered it. In a typical court case, all of this would have been shared by now. However, the prosecutors aren't giving it up, making Durk's lawyers believe they don't even have the evidence against him. However, this led into bad things for Lil Durk. Durk was taken into solitary confinement indefinitely after a CO discovered a cell phone in his jail cell.
They got Lil Durk in a hole for basically some BS, and right now we're gonna show the paperwork. They saying that he was caught with a cell phone, and basically that's not true. They trying to keep him in a hole, do a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing or whatever, but they trying to make a point because they saying that me and him is privileged and we got so many things going on, and it's a lot of BS.
Before Durk was taken into solitary, someone tried to get him. With it reported, Durk was involved in an altercation inside jail this morning, which resulted in Lil Baby tweeting, "I don't care about nothing else other than Durk right now, free the bro." As the streets link this to the crime of Durk's homie Gleesh passing away in Chicago, which means OTF members were targeted and raised the question of who would want revenge. All leads currently point to Quando Rondo and his team wanting to get revenge, because Durk is currently facing crimes for the hit on Quando's friend Lil Pab, and coincidentally on the same day that someone tried to take out Lil Durk, Quando and Lil Tim released interviews that same day. Rather than being hateful towards Durk for taking out their friend, they say they wish it was handled in a different way. But some fans believe this is just a front to make them look good to the feds. Meanwhile, they could have placed the hit, as Lil Tim said.
No, like, shit, I was just protecting my little brother.
When you did finally find out that it was King Von who did it, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid shit last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, yeah, I ain't no the type person I am. Like, I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to like his mama saying f him and shit like that, cause I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. Like, I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person, but it's like they ain't never popped that shit off. That would have never happened like that.
This led to Quando Rondo saying something similar to Lil Tim.
Whoever on my side, they got kids and a mama that 100% love them. And at the end of the day, bro, all this bull that we talking about is stupid. That could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled to the point where a song and $3-4 million could have came out or whatever. Like, they could have got handled in a legit way, in a music way.
As these are two well-known ops of Lil Durk, and suddenly they're praising him. But many believe they acted fast on trying to take out Durk because he might get released soon. A new report shared, words from Durk's father have Durk being released on bond. With this being his third attempt, his lawyers made an offer so great the judge can't refuse it.
I just left the courtroom for the bond hearing for my son for the release for the third time. This time it was very fair. The judge was very fair. He wasn't pro-prosecutor, he wasn't pro-defense, but he was pro-justice. So he listened to all the evidence, and he's gonna give a ruling in the next few days about what his position is for the bond. But we were very pleased at how it turned out. So continue, family, friends, and fans, continue to keep us in your prayers, and we thank you. And inshallah, God willing, this be victorious for us, that we have a good ruling in our favor.
The prosecutors have begun dropping some of the evidence they were using against him. The news wrote, Durk's court hearing had the prosecutors telling the judge they are willing to throw away evidence against Durk, but they read it out loud in court before dismissing it. I wonder how this affects the rest of his bond hearing, as this included the lyric evidence of Durk rapping, "Told me they got an addy, they got the location go, look on the news, see your son screaming no," as it relates to this news report and Quando yelling no on the sidewalk.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say at a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
But this was a corrupt way to drop the evidence. Rather than dismissing it quietly, they said it in front of everyone to make a worse impression of Durk, which led to Charleston White reacting.
This is a real victory Now that demonic force was a dark force. It was a dark energy. I think we now finally get to put that fire out. I don't think we'll hear drill music ever again. I don't think drill rappers would ever be celebrated ever again. Down goes the drill. So this is a victory for law-abiding Americans who like hip-hop music but don't like the killing part of it.
Charleston hates the idea of Durk being released, but a professional lawyer gave his thoughts on the prosecutors dropping evidence.
The other allegation they backed away from, which is huge, it shows the weakening of the case. Previously, the prosecution had alleged that Durk paid the bounty for the through one of his co-defendants, and they named the co-defendant. Now they've backed off that allegation. They're not actually saying that Durk paid the bounty through the co-defendant or anyone else. And the fact that they're not saying that suggests that previously they thought they were going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy, and now they know we're not going to be able to prove that he paid the bounty through this guy.
Without a doubt, this helps Durk's case. However, we heard from Durk's official lawyer, Drew, as he said the charges are a joke.
The case is as follows. So there was an indictment that did not name him, right? It named others, and then there was an unindicted person. And then 3 weeks later, that indictment was what's called the first superseding indictment, and it does name him. The indictment was identical, except the unnamed person now became Durk Banks. And this is the really important part, Act. The second indictment, what's called the first superseding indictment, only had one new fact. It had one new fact, and that was it alleged that there was a video by Durk that celebrated and monetized this.
However, the judge would deny Durk's bond attempt. As the feds say, Durk would need to go completely broke and give up all of his property to be granted bond. They fear he might use his fortune to place bounties on witnesses.
No bond for Lil Durk. Let me tell you about what options he has left and why the bond was denied this time. Now, he's in federal court on a murder for hire charge where he faces the possibility of life in prison. What that means is under the federal law, it is presumed that you do not get a bond because the charge and the penalty are so serious. So your lawyer has to go out there and show why you should get a bond. Now, ultimately, what the district judge decided to deny the bond on was a couple of factors. There's a couple $1 million being put up, but it's not all being put up by Durk. Some of it is from the label, and ultimately Durk has a lot more money and assets than what's being put up. So if I let him out on bond and he tries to flee, he's going to have tons of assets and money at his disposal.
However, a fan that's deep into the case tweeted, "If you think Durk was denied bond because he's rich, you know nothing about this case. Dee Dee's brother just snitched on all of them. Instead of making it public, they're hiding it to catch Durk's lawyers by surprise." As the evidence of Dee Dee's brother Ted snitching is pretty concerning. With it reported, the Ted body cam footage of him begging to snitch against Durk and members changed this case. Lil Durk's lawyers submitted paperwork for an extended time on their bond proposal, which makes people wonder, what did Ted say to the feds? Because if you didn't know, Ted is Dee Dee's brother and Dee Dee is Durk's main hitter. So the guy that would have been involved in nearly every crime has his brother talking to the cops. The only reason they even have him is because he was caught with a firearm in his pocket.
Really? Dude had a. What about that? A man had a with an extended clip. That's cool though, right?
As they quickly arrested Ted and took him to the police station. Typically, you would think members of OTF would hold it down and not say anything to the cops. But Ted wasn't like that, because the moment he was let out of the cop car, he was begging to snitch. As he told the officer, "I swear I'll tell you all about the passings," as he hoped to not be placed into jail, but it was too late.
Come on. Hey, stop it. Stop it.
Everything. I swear to God, I tell you, I will tell you, please, I swear, please.
With Ted placed in the waiting cell, he waited until an officer came to collect information from him. Ted just wanted to rat on the members he knows of and get out of jail.
Wait, hold on, you gotta relax for me, because I can't understand it. Relax. What's the number? 7 what you saying, man?
We're gonna see what we can do for you, alright?
We're gonna see what we can do for you. You gotta relax for me.
Relax, man. I'm gonna get a bus to prison. Relax.
Give me No, I'm saying, what you talking about? I'm trying to get trying to get that.
Although there was some confusion with the court paperwork. Fans noticed that DD's last name was in the paperwork, so they thought it was him snitching. But we now know that it was Ted snitching, because with them being brothers, they have the same last name. But there was news of Ted's cousin, OTF Vonnie, snitching in the case, which had Durk's friend Bezu trying to calm everyone down.
No motherfucker know what's going on, but them people that's in them courtrooms, man. For real, for real. Them be false accusations. Y'all don't even know what the be going on, for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this. Y'all just be weird as hell. That's what I be talking about, man. Like, first y'all threw the jams rumors out there. Now y'all talking about Vonnie a snitch, gang. A snitch on what? Y'all don't even really know what's going on, for real. My kids, y'all really just be running. And that's why I don't participate in nothing that got to do with nothing illegal. Because of you motherfuckers, y'all be trying to get them put under the jail.
But realistically, it only gets worse. Academics did an interview with Vonnie's dad and said Durk had involvement in the passing of King Von.
I'm gonna give you this. It's a back door and I got all the pieces. That's all I'm gonna tell you. As Durk asked Vonnie, is it open? Vonnie told him it's off the hinges.
Wait. Are you talking about the Von? Like King Von?
Listen very carefully. When the payment was made to Little Tim, the next day or the same day, Durk asked Vonnie, was it open? This is what he asked him, was it open? It was the exact words, was it open? He told him it's off the hinges.
Are you saying that Vonnie backdoor King Von? No way. That was right in
You
there.
heard what I just said. Guess what? You need motive first, right? I got bankers. I got bankers that'll testify that or will make a contract or make a statement to you and let you know that this is the amount of money he had, this is what he had, this is that, another. You need motive first and foremost. I got text messages from the lawyer letting you know that who told on Von before he died.
Initially, it sounds crazy that Durk would want this. Although you have to remember that Von and Durk faced a criminal case together that was ongoing when Von passed. After Von passed, it ended in a private settlement, meaning that Durk likely placed the blame on Von since he was gone. King Von was also starting to outgrow Lil Durk, which could have caused some jealousy. But Vonnie's father said more on it.
Why would Durk want Von?
Let me give you this. First of all, you didn't sign your rights over. You ain't in no 360 deal. First of all, you can't bring nobody into the business and they surpass you. How you bring me to the table and I pass you up? Don't nobody want their cheap spot taken, do they?
That's an interesting
Dude was
thing.
a slack. He was signing the boys. He was Von wasn't no slack.
That's interesting. I did find out that Von didn't have any contractual ties to Durk like that, which was interesting.
Man, come on, man. He wasn't even signed to him. How's this his friend? He lied on Breakfast Club and said, "Hey, you think your man would be sitting here with $300,000 worth of jewelry on and he not have an attorney? He had a public defender."
This is when a tweet revealed Vonnie's dad leaking that Durk had Von dealt with. Makes me wonder why Durk goes on IG Live when he's connected to someone passing. He went on live the minute when Von, Lil Pab, and FBG Duck passed away, which makes fans believe that Durk uses Instagram Live as an alibi, because he can tell the feds he wasn't involved because he was live streaming. However, Vonnie's dad was mad that his son switched to the feds. It was tweeted, Vonnie's father reveals Vonnie allegedly orchestrated Lil Pab and King Von's passings.
Oh no, he ain't take my advice. He ain't respond no back to me because this is on a tablet. He on a jail tablet when I sent that to him. He ain't respond nothing else to him. I told you he can't take my advice because they playing. They made themselves get caught. This is what come along with it. They wanted to get caught. You understand me?
So, that's what you meant by trenches of paint. Okay.
What you mean trenches what?
Was it you that said that? With the whole narrative about Vonnie snitching with the text messages, like that's.
Yeah. I don't know who said that, but that was me.
Cause that was a focus. Everybody was trying to make it seem like that's what the text messages was about.
That's just saying what he finna cop out to and this, that, and and with me saying Von, some people like, damn, what he gonna tell on some birds on Von?
I ain't gonna lie, I said that in my video. I'm intrigued to know what the Von name was for.
No, he ain't gonna tell him no Von. You gonna tell it just like you orchestrated Lil Pab. You orchestrated this, and guess who you work for?
Vonnie's dad is from the streets where if someone snitches, you can snitch on them, and is why he's calling out his son. Even Durk's sister-in-law confirmed it. She calls King Von's cousin Vonnie a rat and snitch. Although the feds are worried Durk can witness tamper with anyone that has evidence on him, because he's charged with having people dealt with and are worried he can do it again. The feds are actually worried he already took care of someone, because it was reported. Has anyone heard from Jam after he snitched on Durk? Several OTF members are gone, but he's been gone for months, as DJ Vlad outed Jam for being a snitch on his show.
There's a guy guy named OTF Jam.
That was wired.
Very ironic name.
Jam
now
got
he
him
put
in a
everyone in a
jam.
jam.
Did 12 years.
12
got
years.
out, interviewed, said he kept it real, brought him cars, gave him 50,000.
Right.
This. Made mention that ain't no smut on his name. He ain't never been a rat. Caught a gun case. But eventually he flipped.
As the report followed this up by saying, Jam found by members hiding in a crib outside Atlanta. Sources claim Jam was punished for snitching on Durk, as this came with a photo of where Jam had been staying. The reason Jam got caught was because he gave evidence to the feds. Over 230 gigs of digital evidence, which includes audio recordings, video surveillance, and 20,000 pages of reports, which are all being processed for discovery, as Jam supplied them with the evidence. This led into the feds trying to charge Durk with 2 more M for hires. The feds believe Durk paid to get these people dealt with. Number 1 is Stefan Mack, who took out Durk's brother D Thang. Number 2 is Jam's baby mama, as Durk heard that Jam was wearing a wire and retaliated. Feds think Jam is the key to putting Durk in jail for all 3 crimes. Fans look back in old streams to see if Jam was ever acting weird, which led to this Instagram clip which looks like he has a wire in his jacket, as he's constantly holding it and messing with it.
Give me the check on your man. I heard you got his head. I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, when I was growing up, I used to have a dare. Architect. Having a dare. School trying to stop down.
And when you look into Durk's interviews, you come across this clip which insinuates that Durk knew of someone snitching around him.
I see from a mile away. I don't think people realize that. I can have a conversation with you for 5 seconds and know your cooperate.
As Durk spoke further into the interview that he tightened up his security. He stopped letting anyone but his family go to his house at this point, as he was worried about having a rat near him.
Nobody is ever allowed to my house. It be my best friend never been to my house. For real? I promise. Your best friend? I promise. Like, it's people like that I just don't allow around my girl and my kids, cause it's like I'm just a different type. I'm not the. We're gonna have family night at Durk house tonight. It's the. You gotta watch. Everybody at Durk's crib. Yeah, we gotta. Everybody getting watched. We gotta watch everybody. Hey, they go too close to them kids. You know what to do. Like, that's how I play. Like, I don't play. I see from a mile away. I don't think people realize.
What's sad for Lil Durk, though, is that Durk constantly looked out for Jam. Like this time he gave him $50,000 to help him get a place to live.
You know what's name, bro? Steady crying, huh? He's steady crying. Feed him. Feed him.
Get in the milk, bro.
Get in the milk, so they want me to get tripping, bro.
See that?
Feed
for my
him.
baby. That's really how y'all hold y'all babies, ain't it? I gotta hold my money like this. This too much. Crazy though. Motherfuckers sitting up there doing all this. Sneak this and internet games and all this. Up some money, do something. Like, we winning, bro. I can do it. Whatever it is I want to do, I can do it. Not what I want to do what I want. Y'all can't do that, bro. Goof.
Bro got out what?
You know
that how many you did all?
How many years I did it now?
Yeah. That's your last bit. 12?
12.
That boy popped out 12 years.
Yeah.
So much money. We really just get in order to just figure out the lanes, man, boy.
The feds investigated those in the background of that IG live. They're the same people who took out Lil Pab, and they used to shop with King Von back in the day, making it look like this was a clear revenge for Von's passing.
Solitary
They
stone.
We just looked at him. Good, man.
Let's go over there.
You guys what up, bro?
Boss, you good? My boy. Let's go.
They got real in here, man, because he just stepped in. The money man just stepped in.
However, for the evidence they have that Durk was involved with Stefan Mack is that he posted this on Instagram story 30 minutes after the crime went down, as he says it's for his brother D Thang. He even posted this Instagram live the next day where he laughs.
Hey, somebody always said, slap a car. Yeah. Somebody always said, slap a car. Well, look on that'll, yeah.
Although academics got an interview with Durk's lawyer and asked him if they would entertain a plea deal, but Durk's lawyer insists they want to prove Durk 100% innocent.
You know, likelihood of a plea. I think a lot of people have seen like this seems like it's a do or die thing. This is kind of like it's gonna be like a 1 or 0 type of situation. You're either are or you're not. Is Durk, from your understanding, or you as a lawyer right now, as his criminal attorney,
Are you open to possible conversations about plea deals? Are you thinking, no, we're going all the way? Would you entertain it, just entertain it, because that's your job to listen to it and maybe present it to Durk, or that's just off the table?
It's a conspiracy commitment case. It's an all or nothing case, and he did not participate in a conspiracy to commit. And so there is no alternative. It's a life sentence, potential life sentence. So this case is going to go to 12 people.
And we heard from more lawyers that Durk's lawyers can bring up the First Amendment, as they'll tell the feds that Durk says whatever he wants to further his music career. As the more drama he creates, the more attention his music gets.
There's a First Amendment argument here, right? That this violates the First Amendment. Can you talk about that?
Right, for sure. I mean, I'm expressing myself. I can say the things that I want to say in a rap record or any kind of record. And you could go back and there's country records and there are pop records and there are R&B records that talk about all kinds of things. It's just that there's this notion that with hip hop, quote, glorifying violence, that suddenly now we're going to use these things to prosecute them. But does that mean that the free speech, the First Amendment has gone away? No, absolutely not. He can absolutely rap about what he wants to rap about, and that doesn't mean just because the story is violent.
And lawyers are convinced it looks good for Durk. We haven't seen any hard-hitting evidence against Durk, and they believe he might be released like Young Thug was.
We've seen it happen quite a bit. I don't know that I'd say it's been persuasive. I think the biggest example we look at is Young Thug. Down in Atlanta. They took a lot of his lyrics, and even though technically speaking, ultimately they got a conviction, he actually walked out on time served. Most of the people that were prosecuted didn't end up being convicted, and I don't think anybody would call that prosecution a successful prosecution. And so, you've got freedom of speech issues. Does it mean that just because I'm saying something in a rap song, it typically is a rap song, does that mean that I actually did something? And this is an extra interesting twist here because Lil Durk's attorney is saying, well, this song was actually released months before.
Something that could help Durk in his case too is that prosecutors don't really know rap culture.
Yeah, and I'll go out on a limb and say that sometimes prosecutors don't necessarily understand hip-hop culture. It's almost like a text without context. So you got to really understand the time, the place, the audience. Sometimes they might speak in ways that seem direct to somebody that's outside of the culture, but doesn't necessarily, but can mean several things to someone inside the culture. So it would certainly be a flub, big time, right? But it wouldn't be the first time that such a thing has happened where somebody looking through the window, particularly of hip hop culture, doesn't understand what's being said other than their desired use of it.
However, the feds do know that a lot of artists are linked with each other, because we heard news that a new snitch entered the case. Prosecutors delayed Durk's chance of being released on bond to gather last-minute evidence against him for the next hearing. Chatter of a new snitch is going around the courtroom. This is likely because of Brick Baby's arrest, because the week before this announcement happened, it was reported Big U, Brick Baby, Loose Cannon, and others all arrested in a Rollin 60s takedown. As it was shared, lawyers and sources believe Brick Baby, who was arrested in the latest takedown, will snitch on rapper Durk. The timings of both arrests make lawyers believe the feds will force Brick Baby to give everything up on Durk. When you look into Brick Baby's past, you realize he could be involved or know something. As he announced 3 years ago when Lil Pab was taken out that people can't say Durk didn't slide for Vaughn, implying that Brick Baby knew immediately that Durk had something to do with Lil Pab's passing.
But was this an attempted hit?
Well, they can't say that no more. Then they put you as
Why?
God.
Like, who died?
You can't say that no more.
Oh, because of FBG Cash? Oh, who?
Federal charges in California.
Nah, because Lil Pab.
So this is about the...
Oh! What's that?
But I'm just saying, they just say you can't say that no more.
As they'll try to link Brick Baby to the lyrics of Durk saying, told me they got an addy, they got the location, as the feds believe it connects to Brick Baby says he would have dropped Quando Rondo's location if Durk had asked.
Why is that? Then it's people like, you lined up somebody from your hood. Like, listen, I didn't. But at the end of the day, what's wrong with giving my friend the address? Oh, this is my boy. He lost his boy. Who did it could be around. 9 times out of 10, had he had asked me, I probably would have been coke if he even asked anybody, if this is even true. But 9 times out of 10, like I said, can I leak a bar? Sure. I said if he make the call right now, sipping.
Right.
This has the feds wondering if it was Brick Baby who leaked Quando Rondo and his team's location to Durk to commit the crime that ended Lil Pab.